Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today we'll be drafting this chocolate gown. So first off, we'll start by drafting the back part. So I've marked out my shoulder, the armhole length, bust point, under bust, full length, and then 1 inch for hemming. So that's basically what I did there. The reason why I said we'll start by drafting the back part is for you to be able to use it to draft the front, although not in every case. So, but for this, I'll show you another way of doing it if you know you can do it. So, the back neck for this will be 3 inches by 1. So, that means I'll be taking 3 inches width and then 1 inch depth. So, I'll be slanting the shoulder by 1 inch, and from there I'll be dividing whatever left by 2. So having marked 8 inches for our armhole length, I'll divide the remaining, which is 7, into 2, and that will give us 3.5 inches, and I will mark it. So for the back, I'll be coming in by half an inch because we'll be joining the two back together. So I went in by half inches for the back deep. So having done that, I'll also be marking out our dart. So I'll be making use of 4 inches for the dart. I will rule out the line. I will also be connecting it to the armhole length. We are using princess dart for the back and as well for the front. So for the upper dart, I made use of 4 inches, while for the down dart, I made use of 5 inches. I'm talking about the 9 total of 9 inches for that. Normal 9 inches you take for that. So I will connect. I took half inch from the waist. So I will connect it to the 4 inches that we took out for the upper side. Then I will connect it to the center of the armhole length that we marked out, like this. So having done that, I will be dividing the bust by 4, which will give us 10. The bust is 40 divided by 4 will give us 10. I'll mark it out. The waist is 30 divided by 4 will give us 7.5 inches. So I will now connect sorry, I'll now connect the bust to the waist, and then from there I will be using my curved ruler to mark the down part like this, to curve the down part like this. So the down part is looking like a fillet, although it's not a full fillet, but it's kind of a fillet something. So having done that, I'll be imputing whatever we took out for the dart, both for the back dip and then for the dart. So I'll just be joining it, half inches we took out for the dart, and then at the waist I'll be using 1.5 inches. That is the 1 inch we use for the dart, and then the half inch we use for the back dip. So having dotted that out, I will also be connecting it as well. Then for the side, I'll be coming up by 1.5 inches to give it a slant look. So having done that, we'll now move over to our armhole length. We'll be extending our armhole length by half an inch. From there, we'll now connect it, and it will be our new armhole length. And we'll be covering our armhole using 1.5 inches. And that will be all for the back, sorry. And from there, we'll now move over to the front. Based on the fact that I'm making use of the same pattern paper, I will not be cutting out the back. So I will just turn it over and then start drafting the front. So for the front, what I did is to first of all come down by 4 inches and then mark out 5 inches, and that will be the wrapping. If you look at the gown very well, you'll see that is a double-breasted gown. So I marked out 4 inches for that, and then I marked out for 5 inches for the double breasted, and then 4 inches for the collar. So I've marked out the shoulder, the armhole length, the bust point, under bust. The reason why we are using under bust from this is because that is where the break point will start. I mean, that is where the short collar will start. You can decide to make use of your bust point or your chest line depending on your choice, but I think that it is better you make use of your under bust because it's a short collar. and it's double breasted. So for the neckline, I will be making 3 inches by 3 inches. So here I'm trying to mark out the full length and then the 1 inch for hemming. And for the dart, okay, for the shoulder slant, I came down by 1 inches like I did at the front. I'll slant our shoulder and whatever is remaining with the armhole length, I'll divide it by two like we did at the back for the princess dart. So for the dart, I'll be making use of 4 inches as well. And that I will do that down the line. For the upper part, I'll be going up by 4 inches like we did at the back. No, not 4 inches. Sorry, I what I did there was to measure the underbust length because we are going to be making use of that our underbust length. That is where the breaking point will start, like I said before. So for the that, I'll also be taking half inches like we did at the back, and instead of coming up by 4 inches like we did at the back, I'll now be taking the princess line to the bust point from where I'll be connecting it to the waistline like a normal waist dart, but it is kind of a princess dart and a waist dart. So having done that, I will also be taking out our round bust, which is 10 inches, round waist, which is 30 divided by 4, then the full length. The same thing we made use of at the back. So I will be covering the waist like I did at the back. So I'll also be like we did at the back. I'll also be checking out whatever we took out for the dart, and I'll be adding it back. So that is our dart allowance that we took out area, although it's not really necessary, but I decided to take it. So we'll now move over to the arm length like we did at the back. We'll now be extending it by half an inch, and then we'll be covering it by 1.5 inch. So based on the fact that the front chest is shorter than the back chest, I came in by 1.5 inches before I curved the armhole. So for the front, we'll be marking 4 inches for our wrap, and then bottom wrap. I don't know what to call it, double-breasted bottom wrap, anything, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. So we'll now, because of the fact that I'll be breaking, my breakage will start from the underbust. I will now stop it at the underbust and connect the underbust straight to the neckline. So from the leg, I went up by 3 inches, and then I went out by half an inch. So for the collar width, I'll be making use of 3 inches. So I marked out the 3 inches, and I'll be connecting it to the length, to the collar length, which is 3 inches as well. Then I went up by half an inch, and from there I will use my curve ruler. From there I will use my curve ruler to now connect it to the 4 inches that we marked out to the 4 inches that we marked out from the underbust down. And that will be all. So thank you for watching. I slanted it by 1.5 inches. Bye.